saw Longlegs, which got a lot of buzz for being like a new sort of Silence of the Lambs. Like, it had this really aggressive marketing campaign where it's just like, you're not gonna fucking believe what happens in this movie. And it's just like, okay, let's go see it then. And so I went to go see it, and it doesn't come anywhere close to Silence of the Lambs, okay? I don't think it was awful, but it was just really messy, like structurally. Um, and because of that, it feels like it doesn't have an overall flow. Like, you're not thinking as an audience member, like, and then what happens, and then what happens, and then what happens. Most of the time, you're just sort of scratching your head, going like, what? Like, trying to piece it. You're distracted by sort of trying to make sense of it and piecing the flow of events together in your head, rather than actually being actively engaged with the movie. And there's just like little details about it that pissed me off. Where, like, there was one where she had, like, because it follows this FBI, female FBI agent. And there's like a part where she's like holding her gun up, but she's not holding it right. Like, that was annoying. And then there was one where she's in a dangerous situation and she didn't have her gun out at all. And it's just like, what? Why? Shit like that, like, really can suck me out sometimes. And then the ending was just like baffling and awkward, and you have a bunch of characters making decisions that make no sense. Like, the FBI agent, she has like a boss or superior or coworker. I can't remember the character, but she goes to this person's house, and then the guy's like, "Oh, come say hi to our daughter," or whatever, and then I think one of the parents is like, says to the daughter, why don't you show the FBI agent your room? And the FBI agent agrees to it and just sits in her bedroom, and it's just like, what are you, like 10 years old? Like, what the fuck is this? She's an FBI agent. Why would she do this? This makes no sense. And it was obviously just to set something up in the third act that is equally baffling. This set piece of a birthday party at the end was the purpose of that, but it's just like, you can't set up something that makes no sense with something that equally makes no sense. Like, just because you set it up doesn't mean that it works. You know, there's just like, I wouldn't recommend that either. The one thing that I liked about it was Nicolas Cage's performance. I thought the girl was all right. Like, the actress as the FBI agent, I thought she was fine. It's just the script is the problem. And I thought Nicolas Cage was actually quite good. Like, because Nicolas Cage, obviously, he's like a crazy batshit actor, but he's been known to pick bad projects, but lately he has been picking a lot of good projects, and I don't blame him for taking this, because it's a colorful role for him to take, to play like a kind of serial killer Buffalo Bill type character. It's interesting that Nicolas Cage would pick something like that. I don't know, and I would like to see Nicolas Cage play a character like that in a better written movie. But the script is too much of a mess to really engage with it. And I was just sitting in the theater most of the time, just bored, really, and just waiting for it to end. I just wasn't engaging with it. Because it's too all over the place. Despite having like a chapter structure, it's split into sort of three. The three acts have like a title slate dedicated to each thing. It's like 3 parts. But even that, like, it's still a mess, even though it's structured in that way. So that was a disappointment. I wouldn't recommend Longlegs either. Longlegs was so bad. I didn't think Longlegs was awful, but I wouldn't recommend it. And it was just, there's things I like about it, but it's just too much of a structural mess to recommend. And it's not really, it's not scary. It was marketed as like the scariest fucking thing you'll ever see this year, and it's just like not even close. I thought Longlegs was aesthetically perfect, but was heavily lacking in story, and I didn't find the characters interesting. Very solid performance though. Yeah, the performances were okay. Lacking in story, yeah. Yeah, it didn't really feel like I had a story. That's a good point. It just felt like a sequence of events that sort of jump around, and you're just left more confused than anything. And characters make decisions that make no sense. I like Nicolas Cage in Color Out of Space and Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland I really didn't like. I thought that was boring as fuck. It felt like such a shallow ripoff of Five Nights at Freddy's, and they just didn't do anything with it. Color Out of Space I heard is good, but I actually haven't seen it yet. It's just not scary. Oh, I inadvertently did the Resident Evil 5's not scary bit from Arby and the Chief. I didn't even think of that when I said that.